Hey guys, and welcome to the DiveBomb YouTube channel. I'm Aryan, and today we're going to be recapping the 2021 Formula 1 Styrian Grand Prix. Qualifying on Saturday saw Max Verstappen claim yet another pole position, his first in Austria, a home race for Red Bull. Valtteri Bottas set the second fastest time. However, after receiving a 3-place grid penalty for spinning in the pits during free practice, the Finn would start the race in 5th. Lewis Hamilton was not able to set a faster time than Bottas or Verstappen and was set to start in 2nd. McLaren's Lando Norris matched his best ever starting position with the 3rd place spot. Sergio Perez would start 4th, Pierre Gasly would start in a strong 6th, Charles Leclerc would start in 7th, Fernando Alonso would start in 8th, and Lance Stroll would start in 9th. Although Yuki Tsunoda set the 8th fastest time, the rookie received a 3-place grid penalty for impeding Bottas during the qualifying session. As a result, George Russell, who had set the 11th fastest time, would start in 10th, his best ever starting position in the sport. Now, let's break down the race team by team. Red Bull had a very strong race. Verstappen took an early lead and held it through to the end of the race. Sergio Perez, although starting the race with a steady hold on 3rd place, would fall to 4th after a pit stop error. After another pit stop, the Mexican driver quickly caught up to Bottas, but could not get past the Mercedes driver before the checkered flag, finishing in 4th place. Mercedes had a decent race, but still lost out in points to Red Bull. Hamilton struggled with his tires throughout the race and could not gain enough time on Verstappen, resulting in the 7-time world champion pitting towards the end of the race for a fresh set of tires to make an attempt for the fastest lap. Hamilton would finish the race in 2nd with the additional point for the fastest lap during the race. Bottas had a fairly uneventful race as well. In spite of heavy traffic during the closing laps, the Finn was able to keep his lead on Perez and finish the race in 3rd. McLaren had a very mixed race. Although starting 3rd, Lando Norris was quickly passed by Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas. Nonetheless, Norris had a very consistent drive and finished the race in 5th place. Good points for the team in orange. Ricciardo started out with a strong drive, but after experiencing some power failure issues, the Australian quickly plummeted out of the points and was not able to re-enter the top 10, finishing the race in 13th. Ferrari had a fairly strong race, with both drivers charging through the field to gain good points. Carlos Sainz, after not making it to Q3, was able to charge through the field and acquire 6th place. After having to unlap himself by passing Hamilton, the Spaniard was making good time to challenge Norris in 5th, but could not do so before the end of the race, finishing in 6th. Charles Leclerc had a terrible start to the race after damaging his front wing in an incident with Gasly after the first corner. Leclerc pit after the first lap and spent quite some time outside of the points. Similar to Sainz, Leclerc also charged through the field and was able to finish right behind his teammate in 7th. Alpine had an uneventful race as well. Fernando Alonso was able to finish in the points with a consistent drive that led him to a 9th place finish. Unfortunately, Ocon struggled with pace and finished outside of the points in 14th. AlphaTauri did not have as strong of a race as they would have expected. After the incident with Leclerc and Gasly in lap 1, Gasly's rear tire was too severely damaged after the puncture, resulting in the French driver retiring. Tsunoda was in the points for most of the race, but was eventually only able to finish in 10th. Aston Martin had a dull race as well. Both drivers did spend time in the points, but when the checkered flag was waved, only Lance Stroll acquired points, with an 8th place finish. Sebastian Vettel would finish 12th. Williams had a very unfortunate race. George Russell initially performed amazingly with a stellar start to the race. The British driver quickly rose up to 8th place and was gaining on Fernando Alonso to make a move for 7th. Unfortunately, Russell experienced issues with his car's brake-by-wire system and was forced to retire. Nicholas Latifi spent most of the race in last place, but made it past Mazepin for a 17th place finish. Alfa Romeo did not acquire any points as Kimi Räikkönen finished in 11th, while Antonio Giovinazzi finished in 15th. Once again, Haas finished with no points, with Mick Schumacher finishing in 16th and Nikita Mazepin finishing in 18th. When looking at the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull has extended their lead on Mercedes, with 30 points separating them. McLaren remains in 3rd place with a 12-point lead to Ferrari in 4th. AlphaTauri holds the 5th place standing, only 2 points ahead of Aston Martin in 6th. Alpine remains in 7th, Alfa Romeo remains in 8th, while Williams and Haas are still without any points. Looking at the Drivers' Championship, Verstappen has further increased his lead on Hamilton, with 18 points separating them. We'll be back in Austria next week, so stay tuned to see how the teams approach the same track yet again. Well guys, that's all we have for today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on DiveBomb.